Are you ever at the bar and a guy comes in and he starts speaking this weird language you don't know, and you're just like, what is that? Let me explain. Latin was the language of the Roman Empire. The language spread all throughout the provinces of the empire. So it's true that all those subject to the empire's rule spoke Latin, but everyone spoke it differently. Let me explain how Spanish came from Latin. Here's Europe, and here's Rome. This is where most of the elite Romans lived. Here they spoke a type of Latin established and regulated by the scholars. It was called Classical Latin. Classical Latin was very difficult, and was mostly spoken by those of the elite, and it differed significantly than that of the common people. The Latin spoken by the everyday man outside of Rome was called vulgar Latin. The main difference being again that this Latin was not regulated by schools or scholars. This meant that the language could change faster, and there was no forced consistency. This caused a dialect continuum across the empire, at least in the western parts. By this I mean that someone from point A could understand someone from point B could understand point C, and so on. But if you put two people, one from point A and point B together, they would have a difficult time understanding each other. The dialects of Latin would be so different from each other, they would basically be different languages. An early version of what we know as French was around here, Spanish around here, and Portuguese, and so on. As Rome fell and former regions of the empire gained their own power, the capitals would set their dialect of Vulgar Latin as the official language of all their landholdings. The earliest form of what we know as Spanish today originated in the Castile region of the Iberian Peninsula, right around here. Through education and standardization, the dialect would soon become the language of what we know as Spain, whose colonialism spread the language to much of the Americas. And that's why Spanish exists. The end.